All season long, we've had excuse after excuse, conspiracy theory after conspiracy theory, prediction after prediction as to, one, why Liverpool can't possibly win the league, and then two, all the excuses as to now why Liverpool are going to win the league. So I've picked the 7 biggest bollocks, BS reasons the media and the pundits have come up with through the season as to how and why we've ended up as imminent champions of England, and we're going to debunk every one of them with facts and data and stats versus supposition, media designed anti-Liverpool rhetoric and other such general bollocks as that. So let's get into it. I mean, usually in any given season you can rely on the Mancs and the Everton fans to give it loads, right? You can always rely on them to be anti-Liverpool in whatever way they possibly can be. But this time it's different. This time all of the others have joined in. Your Chelseas, your Arsenals, your Man City fans. And included in that, every single pundit, with I would say the only exception I can think of or I've heard is Danny Murphy. But even other ex-Liverpool players, every pundit that's on Sky, TNT, TalkSport, BBC, all the YouTube channels, the fan YouTube channels, they've all bought in to what I'm going to talk about now. And it's utter bollocks, and I'm going to explain why. My mate, Rob O'Brien, hope you're watching this, Rob, he says it best. He's been saying it all season, and it's a great saying, and I've started using it myself. The fume is real. They're absolutely fuming that Liverpool are about to win the 20th title. England's most successful team is going to become even more successful, and it pisses them off. And you know what? It's heartwarming to watch them all scramble the way they do. It is. I get a chuckle out of it, but it makes me feel good when I watch them scrambling as to all the reasons that they can come up with as to why we either weren't going to win the league, or now that we are going to win the league, why it's not really a big deal anyway because the rest of the league's rubbish. And it's great knowing that we're in their heads every day. Every day when you wake up, we're in their heads, and they can't shake us. No matter what they do, we're there, ready to win the title, and it's just doing their head in, and it's just wonderful, isn't it? So let's get into the 7 reasons. The first one started before the ball was kicked. They've got no chance. Now, this one adds a little bit of credibility. It's the only one that does. The reason it adds a little bit of credibility is that a squad that had finished 3rd the season before and who'd sort of fell off the pace in the last 7 or 8 games had lost the manager and had not made any signings other than Federico Chiesa, who's barely kicked a ball this season anyway. So in essence, it's the exact same squad that failed to win the league even with Jurgen Klopp. Plus we got a new manager come in who most of us didn't know much about, from a lesser league of the Dutch Eredivisie, and you add all that together, and even most Liverpool fans didn't think that in Slot's first season he could do what he's done. So that one had some validity. However, what was overlooked was the fact that with 5 games to go last season, we were level with Arsenal and 2 points behind Man City. With only 4 games to go, we were still only 3 points off top spot. So while we didn't win it and we fell short in the last few games, this was a high quality squad. It's something that Slot has said every week of the season. He inherited a high functioning, high quality squad of elite footballers. It wasn't a team in decline. It was a team that had only just failed in their effort to win the Premier League last season. And not only that, but the 4th place team last season finished 14 points behind us. And also last season, we only lost 4 games in the entire season. So when you look at it like that, there were reasons not to write Liverpool off. But I think, in fairness, the fact that we didn't add anybody and the fact that we got a new manager did lead even Liverpool fans to suggest that this is a transitional season, and you know, if we get top four, maybe win a trophy, that'll be a good season, and then Slot can build from there. So I'll give them a pass on that one. Not giving them a pass on anything else though. So the second one, this came in after about 7 games of the season, and then I'll talk about after 9 games of the season too. So after 7 games of the season, we were actually 1 point top of the league from both Arsenal and City. We had 18 points, they had 17 points, and we played 7 games. Now, those 7 games were the ones that were considered, oh, they've had an easy start. So it was Ipswich away in the first game, early kick-off, first game of the season against a promoted team. That's not easy. And we won it, by the way. After that, Brentford at home, Man United away, Forest at home, Bournemouth at home, Wolves away, and Palace away. Now, you hear those names now, that's not an easy start to the season. Look at the seasons that Brentford, Forest, Bournemouth and Palace have had. But we were top of the league by one point. Everyone talked about, yeah, but they've had an easy start, but they've got Chelsea and Arsenal coming next. That'll show them. So then, after 9 games, including having played Chelsea and Arsenal, we're second in the league, only 1 point behind Man City. Man City were on 23, we were on 22, and we were 4 points ahead of Arsenal after playing them and Chelsea. So while they're all talking about our easy start, let's have a look at Arsenal's start. Wolves at home, Brighton at home, Man City away, Southampton at home, Villa at home, Spurs away, Leicester at home, and Bournemouth away. It doesn't sound any more difficult or easier than what we had, does it? Now let's look at Man City's. Chelsea away, Ipswich at home, West Ham away, Brentford at home, Arsenal at home, Newcastle away, Fulham at home. Again, what was the big deal? Why were they going on about Liverpool have had an easy start and they're going to get caught out when those 2 schedules were just about the same as ours? And even then, if we had an easy start, then surely it would mean that the next half of the first part of the season would be hard, right? So then we kept winning and winning. So the next thing they came up with was, you know what? They're going to be found out by Christmas because they've got a really, really hard schedule coming up at Christmas. The fixtures are no chance. They've had it. They're done. You watched them. I remember Rebecca Lowe, who's a pundit, an English pundit, but she's on American telly, actually absolutely writing Liverpool off in the approach to Christmas and predicting that Chelsea will be top of the league by the new year. This was the sequence of results that they were talking about when we were going to be found out and our season would be over. So November 27th, we had Real Madrid at home, Champions League, beat them 2-0. December 1st, Man City at home in the league, won 2-0. December the 4th, Newcastle away, drew 3-3 when they scored the last kick of the game. December the 10th, Champions League, Girona away, won 1-0. December 26th, Tottenham away, beat them 6-3. December the 29th, West Ham away, we won 5-0. And January the 5th, Man United at home, and we drew 2-2. So in a sequence of fixtures that had Real Madrid, Man City, Newcastle, Spurs and Man United, we didn't lose a game. So that was that theory out the way now, wasn't it? Well, okay. Well, they got through the easy start, and now they've done all right through Christmas. But February's coming up, innit? Now they've had it, because February, they're going to be found out now, because they've got Villa away, Man City away, Newcastle at home, and PSG away. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. Liverpool's demise. So guess what? We went to Villa away in the league, we drew 2-2. Went to City away in the league, won 2-0. Had Newcastle at home in the league, won 2-0. Went to PSG away and won 1-0. Now, after all of that, the fixture stuff they've all shut up about that. So they've moved on, haven't they? Number 4, they have now been lucky with injuries. Everyone else has had injuries. Rodri's been out, and De Bruyne has been out, and now Haaland's out for a few games, and Arsenal haven't had a fully fit front line for the whole season. Well, the thing is, by the time Arsenal did get their injuries to the likes of Jesus and Saka, they were already almost double figures behind us in the league before they got the injuries. So, with their full squad, we'd already pulled away many points ahead of them all, because we weren't losing any games. We only lost 1 of the first 26. At the same time, they said Liverpool haven't had any injuries to their big players. Now, what they mean by that is we haven't had any injuries to Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk, because they've played virtually every game. But we haven't had any injuries to any key players. You kidding me? The world's greatest goalkeeper has only played 23 games this season. He's missed 10. Diogo Jota has only played 22 games. He is our most efficient finisher as a frontman. And because he's been out for so long, that even when he's come back, he's not been as sharp, he's not been the same Jota. So he's missed 11 games as well. Konate has been out for about 6 games. Trent has been out for about 6 games. Andy Robertson was out. We've also had Curtis Jones out. We've had Harvey Elliott missed a bunch of games at the beginning of the season. Conor Bradley has been injured lately. Kwanzaa's been out. Joe Gomez is out and has currently been out for a while. And by the way, the Trent, Gomez, Bradley, Kwanzaa injuries all happened at the same time. We didn't have a right back. We also had Costas out as well as Andy Robbo at left back. So our entire back 5 has been injured one way or another all season. At least one of them, or 2 of them, or even 3 of them at one time have been injured. It just amazes me, in a modern day football where squad depth is of such importance, that they're giving Arsenal and Man City a pass because they've had some injuries, and saying how lucky we are because we haven't had any. Well, we've had loads of injuries, but our squad depth has been brilliant. We've been able to bring in Costas for Robbo. We've been able to bring in Joe Gomez and Kwanzaa when Konate was out. Quiveen Kelleher as our backup goalkeeper. We got Conor Bradley as our backup right back. And so we've been able to cope. When we didn't have Jota, we had Nunez and Diaz and Gakpo. Gakpo's been injured as well, by the way. And Salah, of course. So again, it's utter nonsense about them going on about these injuries. And by the way, do you know when Slot was manager in Holland? Guess what? Slot and his backroom staff and his Feyenoord team were also considered very lucky with injuries compared to the rest of the Dutch league. Coincidence? I think not. So once they got through the, injuries, it's all about injuries. Rodri, Saka. It's the least competitive league ever. That's why Liverpool are winning, because it's the least competitive league ever. So let's look at that. The teams of the last 2, 3, 4 seasons have basically been Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal. That's it. Been no one else. They were the 3 teams last season that were way ahead of 4th place. Guess who's number 1, 2 and 3 right now? Liverpool, Arsenal and Man City. Same 3. And probably that will be the way it pans out. They will be 1, 2 and 3 when the season ends. But at the same time, look at the rest of them. The best season Nottingham Forest have ever had in the Premier League. The strongest Newcastle team for years, and they won a trophy for the first time in 70 years. Probably the strongest Villa that we've seen, who did brilliantly well in the Champions League and went out same as us in a really close tie against the excellent PSG. Bournemouth, the best ever Premier League season. Brentford, best ever Premier League season. And Brighton are doing all right as well. Chelsea are only 4 points from third place at the moment with a game in hand. So the competitiveness of this league has gotten deeper. There's all these very, very good teams now that you've got to beat. It's been, in the past few seasons, it's been like whoever wins the mini league between Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool probably wins the league. But it's not been like that this time. There's been so many. Think of all the results that have been had against those teams that I just mentioned. And City and Arsenal have dropped a huge amount of points against those very teams because they've been so strong. And they've given, every one of them has given us one hell of a game this season as well. So with so many improved teams and so many very, very good teams in the league throughout the top 10, how can this be the least competitive? It's not. It's just anti-Liverpool rhetoric. They're trying to find excuses as to why we have walked away with the league this season. I've even heard that, this one had me shaking my head, that Liverpool's traditional challenges have all been off the pace. And those traditional challenges, yeah, of course they mentioned Man City and Arsenal, but they mentioned Spurs, Chelsea and Man United. They haven't been our traditional challenges for years and years. They haven't been close. They're thinking back to the big six of 10 years ago. They've been crap, all of them, for the last few years. And they've been crap this year. We've only got 2 competitors in the Premier League. And we've only had 2 for the last few seasons. And that's Arsenal and Man City. And we've just been better than both of them. And significantly better than everybody else. Not a lack of competition. It's the same 3 teams trying to win it, and the rest are also rants. Another thing, if it's the least competitive league ever, because Liverpool are 12 points clear, that's why they're saying it. 2017-2018, when Man City won the league by 19 points, do you ever remember them talking about it being an uncompetitive league? In 99-2000, when Man United won the league by 18 points, was it the least competitive league then? No. Those 2 seasons I just talked about, Man City and Man United were put on this pedestal as being so spectacularly good that nobody else could cope. So it was all about how brilliant they were and nothing about the lack of competitiveness in the league. But in 2019-2020, the COVID season, Liverpool won the league by 18 points. Do you remember everyone talking about Liverpool being this elite, magnificent team that just blew everybody else away? No, you didn't. You heard it about Man City and Man United when they won by 18 and 19 points, but when we won by 18 points, it was because it was COVID. And he even talked about putting an asterisk next to it, or that it didn't really count because there was no fans. So again, it was downplayed and downplayed. And by the way, we're now 12 points clear. That is the 4th best winning margin, should we win it by 12 points, ever in the history of the Premier League. And yet, once again, just like in the COVID season, it's only because it's not competitive. It really does make me laugh. Because as I said before, because we're just living in the heads all the time. The fume is real. The 6th one. Liverpool are going to be the worst champions ever. They're not very good. They've been average all season. So let's put that into some perspective. We have currently got 2.4 points per game throughout the season, which is the 7th best in Premier League history. In 33 seasons of Premier League, 7th best. Let's put it into some more perspective. You remember all the adoration and media frenzy that Man United got during those years when they were winning it? Well, Man United have never won an English Premier League title with a higher points per game than Liverpool have got this season. And in fact, 5 of Man United's titles that they won in the Premier League era are in the bottom 6 for the amount of points per game. Liverpool are currently 4th in 33 seasons, the 4th best points per game. So I'm just trying to draw a parallel about the media rhetoric about us being the worst ever champions and them talking about Man United like they were some gods of football when they were winning the league title with far less points than Liverpool are going to win it by this season. So right now, We have got the best home record in the league by 5 points, with an average points per game of 2.56. And we've got the best away record in the league by 7 points from anybody else, with an average points per game of 2.24. We've scored 9 goals than anybody else in the league, with 75. We've got the second best defence, and we've got a goal difference of plus 44, which is plus 10 on Arsenal, and it's plus 21 to Man City, and it's plus 30 over fourth placed Forest. Again, measures that just show you how unbelievably dominant and consistent and excellent we have been, and it is absolute stupidity to talk about Liverpool being the worst Premier League champions ever. None of it makes sense. It's all born out of bitterness and anger and fume. The last one, this is the latest one, is like, now that it's won, we're going to win it on Sunday, but now that it's won, the stumbling, spluttering over the line, let's look at that, shall we? We've won 6 of the last 7 league games, and in those 7 games we've beaten Man City, Newcastle and Everton. 3 very, very difficult fixtures, and we beat them all. We were 26 games undefeated before we had the blip of Fulham, and so now it's 1 defeat in 29 games. Another stat just to completely debunk this stumbling over the line. Let's look at the first half of the season versus the second half of the season. In the first 16 games of the season, we got 39 points. In the last 17 games of the season, we've got 40 points. So almost identical. In the first 16, we scored 37, and the last 17, we scored 38. Goals against was 16, goals against 15. Clean sheets 7, clean sheets 7. We have been so consistent that the first half and the second half of the season are almost identical. There's been no drop off. There's a couple of other interesting stats though. In the first 16 games, we had 256 shots. In the last 17 games, we had 310. 54 more shots in one game more. And shots faced. So how many shots we've given up to the opposition in the first 16 games? 163. In the last 17 games, 151. So not only are we having more efforts on goal, we're also conceding less efforts on our own goal. So again, just stats to prove that everything they're talking about is utter crap. So there you've got it. Every single one of those myths debunked with facts and figures. It's all anti-Liverpool rhetoric. It's all anti-Liverpool, utter, complete nonsense. The reason, the big reason why this pisses them off so much is because on Sunday, Liverpool only need a draw to win title number 20. English football's most successful club to become even more successful. So let's go and do it, and let's laugh in all the faces of the bitters, the manx, the pundits, the media and everybody else who have tried to downplay this magnificent title win. See you on Sunday. You'll never walk alone. Ta-ra.